Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. You mad, bro? Steelers fans mad about the hiring of Arthur Smith and media coverage of it. Mr. Smith isn't going to Washington. Or Tampa Bay for that matter. He's coming to Pittsburgh. And I wonder if he's going to regret that. After all, the criticism of Mike Tomlin's decision to hire Arthur Smith as Steelers' offensive coordinator is getting awfully thick awfully fast. Believe it or not, it's not just coming from me. Here's proof in this week's You Mad, Bro? Tony emailed after the hiring of Smith. Like me, he is a bit dubious. But he also offered a critique of the end of my column, discussing the move. Like the Lions, you just whiffed on an opportunity to close out this article with a perfect musical reference. I.e., the last line in Won't Get Fooled Again. Tony, meet the new offensive coordinator, same as the old coordinator, doesn't exactly work rhythmically. But, when it comes to hoping Kenny Pickett can morph into becoming a Super Bowl-worthy quarterback under Smith, might I suggest that you get on your knees and pray. 1933 Black and Gold isn't a fan of the coverage of the Arthur Smith hire. He appears to think it's been too critical. You responded to a column I posted that includes exactly those same stats. They are literally cited directly above your reply. So I'm not sure what you mean about nobody seems eager to talk about that. I didn't clown it a little bit. I beg to differ. I clowned it, a lot. Our dear friend Slossboss checks in and appears to defend the hiring of Smith. Not true. Because maybe such a hire would have been a good move for the next QB in 2025. Rob has some thoughts on Smith's hiring too. If the reports are accurate and Arthur Smith is the new OC, then the 2024 offense is going to look like the 1992 to 1996 version under Ron Earnhardt. Emphasis on the run, which is in the organization DNA. The hire is to protect their precious QB1 from reading defenses and throwing the ball downfield. You know, precious is supposed to be a word that has a positive connotation. I kinda don't think this guy means it that way. Dave doesn't like the hire. So the Steelers hire an OC whose track record is doing what the Steelers already do? They don't want to change. They just want to be successful doing the same thing. I agree with your sentiment, Dave. I'll add that they didn't need to hire Smith to be successful at that. They could have hired Byron Leftwich to do that. Or Alex Van Pelt. Or Luke Getsy. Or kept Matt Canada in perpetuity. Or brought back Randy Fichtner. Or rehire Todd Ha. Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin's message to promising Roman Wilson. Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin is making himself felt in the 2024 NFL Draft. He was present during the second day of Senior Bowl workouts, carefully assessing the latest influx of talented football players to decide which ones to target. One of the 2024 draft's top wideouts revealed that the Super Bowl-winning coach approached him and another top prospect for a very specific message. Michigan wide receiver Roman Wilson was interviewed by the media after the second day of practice for the Senior Bowl and was asked about the moment Mike Tomlin pulled him and Toledo RB Quenn Mitchell aside for a quick talk. Wilson revealed that the Steelers coach wanted him and Mitchell to go at it. I was coming through the Steelers and Mike Tomlin was just leaving, and he pulled us both aside. Make sure you all go against each other, Wilson said of the moment. He then went on, saying the coach's quick encouragement motivated them both. He was especially graceful in praising Mitchell. Mitchell definitely took that a little too seriously. We pretty much did every single one-on-one together. Very, very good player, very competitive. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a tempo setter. The Steelers aren't the only team interested in picking the Michigan wideout. Reports surfaced that the Los Angeles Chargers are also looking into him, which was brought up by the media. Wilson then answered that he hadn't heard from anyone in the organization but expressed interest in heading to LA. I don't know for sure. I think they're interested in me, hopefully, yeah. Wilson will be reconnecting with former Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh should the Chargers decide to pick him up. Under his system, he made 48 receptions for 789 yards and 12 touchdowns, and he will likely make minimal adjustments if he does team up with his old college coach. Patrick Quenn should be the Steelers' top free agent prospect during the 2024 offseason. This Steelers defense showed a lot of courage at the end of the season. With a few more additions, it could become a top-tier NFL defense. Adding a linebacker like Patrick Quenn could be the icing on the cake. Therefore, it would be safe to assume that Patrick Quenn might want to move somewhere where he can prove that he is the best. Due to Roquan Smith's contract, it's likely Quenn won't get the money they're looking for from Baltimore. If the Steelers offered him a lucrative deal, it would be difficult for him to pass it up. It would make sense for the Steelers to try and add a player like Quenn to ease the pressure. Patrick Quenn was named to the Pro Bowl this year after a career season. He finished the year with 133 total tackles, 3.5 sacks, and 1 interception. Mind you, those numbers came when he wasn't even the primary linebacker on his team. With a presence like that on the field, the Steelers' defense could prosper. Having Quenn will help keep other offenses focused on him and open up opportunities for others to shine. After playing with Roquan Smith and a top-tier NFL defense, it's clear Quenn will know how to take the Steelers to the next level. The linebacker position has changed over the years in the NFL. As offensive players get faster, like tight ends and running backs, makes it more difficult for defensive players to adjust. That's why having a linebacker like Patrick Quenn can be so valuable. He's fast like many of the thriving linebackers we see in the modern NFL. Having a player like this will make game planning even easier for the quarterbacks who have been thriving in the NFL as of late. Quenn will have to adjust to a more covered role, but over time he could evolve into the complete package. The dream would be for Quenn to become a leader in the Steelers' defense. The defensive play caller and anchor on the field who add to a defense that already has young talent. He is only 24 years old and has a lot more football to play. Hopefully it can be in yellow and green colors. The Steelers board has made many good decisions, and I hope this is the next one. And you fan, what do you think of the Patrick Quenn situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.